Good evening, Entropians. Julian McBain here, and we are still grinding for bones. Hours and hours of grinding for bones, and the monkeys just drown themselves on purpose. So, that's okay. We are going to do some more grinding. And, you know, I don't feel bad about making you watch this, like, 3 or 4 videos in a row, because I can get some stuff out and just chat about things. Plus, it also kind of gives you an idea of how long this actually takes. Like, my son and I were out, I went back to Calypso long enough to pick my son up and brought him over to Cyrene, because I have done it. I am now a registered mentor. Now a registered mentor, and my mentor profile is under construction, but I had to make one in order to be able to mentor my son, and I'm doing that because I really need to get a grip on what it looks like before I actively mentor a bunch of people, and so that is coming. That is something I am eventually going to offer. What that's going to look like, because I know every mentor mentors differently, I haven't quite figured out yet, but we'll figure it out. Because I know some mentors are pretty hands-off. They do a couple basic things, and they let the mentees do their thing, but I want to be a hands-on mentor if I'm going to mentor folks. So once I get that all sorted out, I'm experimenting with the mentor system. I'm registered, but don't apply yet. And so once that happens, I'll get that figured out and we'll go from there. So we are finally above 100 bones. In fact, I think we're at 125. So my hope is, starting in the next video, we'll get to start hunting bone and meat. And I did find where to find the tide claws that are level low enough to hunt, that anyone can hunt. And it was either Bob Silent or Bayrock rather. Sorry, Bayrock. That pointed this out to me, so whichever one of them it was, thank you. Pointed out that was the mob hunt, but they're found in this area here, and they're mixed with level 14, so you got to be careful. And I'm gonna go searching for other places that tide claws might spawn in at that lower level. I'd love to find some level 10 to 14 tide claws, because that's really the level I like to hunt at. And because that's the level that I generally should be hunting. Actually, I can hunt up to level 23 depending on the mob. I was hunting level 23 Aatrox with no issue at all. I mean, yeah, I would have to heal from time to time because I've seen ghosts with no plates, but that's not a big deal. That grinds out my healing skills along with my sword. You kind of maximize your returns doing that, at least in my opinion. The one benefit to hunting this particular type of mob is it's extremely ammo efficient. It's definitely not time efficient, but it's extremely ammo efficient, which means I could hunt with the amount that I depot on the regular. I could hunt puny tree dragons on half of what I normally depot and probably still have ammo at the end of the month. Let's be facing it. This is not high-level hunting. But it's also not giving me the returns I like to see, because it's not high-level hunting. I mean, true, the chances that I'm actually losing money doing this as opposed to gaining small incremental amounts is low. I am probably on the positive overall hunting these guys, but when the positive is like a head on average, that's not really visible. And no, again, I'm not complaining about low-level hunts. I actually enjoy low-level hunts in a lot of cases because I'm not really worried about dying. And I can still play, and if I'm short on PED for a month, then it's, you know, it's fun. This is why I hunted robots. Oh no, I hunted robots for a long time because Solemate Rubios drop a lot. And they have like 200% markup. And yeah, each one's small potatoes, but when you get a lot of them, it makes a difference. Now there's a lot of low-level opportunity on Cyrene. It's one of the reasons I like hunting here so much. Hey, where'd he go? Oh, he's already dead. There's a lot of low-level opportunity, and there's a lot of... Oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Because the planet is small, even if you have limited transportation options, you can still go pretty far. And the teleporters are close enough to where it's not a huge issue to get them all. You know, you can hitch a ride with a guy or a girl with a sleep mirror and have them just kind of pilot you across and grab the teleporters, and you're pretty much okay. So... But yeah, no, I brought my son out here, Snack Eater, to because that's his handle. Again, for those of you who don't know, who haven't watched some of my earlier videos, because I've done a couple of joint runs with him, and I think one of them, I know one of them's recorded. You can go searching through my videos for it. He likes to play Entropia, but he doesn't play a lot. He finds the fact that... So because it's a real cash economy, of course, it's slow gains. It should be slow gains if it's a real cash economy, if you're not putting anything in or if you're putting very little in. And to him, that's frustrating because he's used to a lot of modern games where they're all Monty Hall. Now, it's not like Final Fantasy 1 where they made you work for those gil. It's more like, well, even World of Warcraft isn't as Monty Hall as some of the games. It's like Diablo. And I'm not pissing on Diablo. I love Diablo. But let's face it, you can make a lot of gold really quickly in Diablo. And that's the kind of game he's used to playing, because that's the kind of game most kids play these days. And so, but I'm using Entropia as a tool to teach him patience. And although he hasn't recognized it yet, it's actually working. In small incremental amounts. So yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Entropia Universe has the potential to be a teaching tool. And get this, he has ADHD. Yeah, think about that for a second. And it's not going fast. I mean, we're talking increments, baby steps, but it is teaching, because the hunts that he goes on now are getting longer by the attempt, which is why I asked if I could mentor him, because that gives us more opportunity to interact in the game, and it gives him a set end point. He sees his progress step by step. And I think we actively hunted for like an hour. We did a lot of exploration too. So we hunted tree dragons for like 45 minutes, and then he picked up a mission that I wasn't familiar with, hunting direweeds. They were actually level 10 out in this area. But they don't do a huge amount of damage, even though he was completely under armored for him. If he had been in, honestly, if he had been in ghost armor, probably would have been fine. Even though he was using Buchan's spare rifle to hunt them, and of course it took a million years for him to kill one. I don't think they would have done enough damage to be really of a concern. He would have been able to go out there with a pretty base level FAP. He's got the S10 from the Gauntlet on Calypso. I honestly think he would have been fine. It's always bizarre when you end up clipping into their wireframe. Now, I'm not sure that, psychologists would encourage people to use this as a tool to teach their children patience, and in fact, there is a lot of reason not to, overuse screen time for any reason on kids. But at the same time, if I can use one of my favorite games, one of my favorite platforms, to teach him a critical life skill, you're damn right I'm going to do it. I mean, hell, I've got a friend who played World of Warcraft for exactly 9 months. And you're all thinking, 9 months, that's awfully specific. Well, yeah. And then you're going, wait a second, yeah. He played World of Warcraft the extent of his wife's pregnancy to prepare him for fatherhood. Then the man is highly intelligent, biologist. Good friend. And it taught him patience. Because we're talking, this isn't today World of Warcraft. Okay? This was 16 years ago World of Warcraft. So, well, not 16, 13 or 14. It was still vanilla. Burning Crusade might have come out. I was going to say Entropia Universe is only 15 years old. And Entropia has been out longer than World of Warcraft. It was certainly not that old. And I think his son may only be 2 years older than mine. So maybe it was 13. It was probably 13 years ago. So we're talking vanilla to Burning Crusade. Grindy as shit. Almost as grindy as Entropia. And they had a hardcore skill system in there as well. They were caps. And I know EU probably has a cap somewhere. But find it. Because I'm not sure any of us have. And so that's my hope. My hope is if we can get through the whole mentor program, he'll realize that by persistence, he can achieve just about anything. And actually, I'm currently writing Monday's blog. So this comes out Sunday. Tonight's Saturday. This comes out tomorrow morning, Sunday. And then Monday, of course, I have my weekly blog. And that's going to be on persistence. And so I think it's kind of appropriate that we kind of get into that tonight. Even though this isn't a vlog, all of these EU videos tend to wax toward being one. And I think that's important too, because this is the type of game where you can chill out and you can sit down and you can think about shit while you grind. And I think that's why it's got such a mature community. We're all in it for our own reasons. We all get different things from it. And for some of us, for a lot of us, we're able to multitask. Unless we're doing some serious high-level shit. Like if I was hunting down in Hades, Hadesheim, I think is what it's called, on Calypso, I'd have to do that in a group anyway. I would have to be laser-focused to not die. And since I have higher than average for my level healing skills, there's a good chance I'm the healer. Or one of them. I might be off healing. I'm not a specialist by any stretch of the imagination, but I can still use a healing chip 5, and I'm only level 33. For my highest profession. I don't even know what my healing profession... What is my healing profession? Is there a healing profession? Oh, it would be under Mind Force. It's miscellaneous. Qualified biotropic. Humanoid animal tamer. Oh, I didn't know I was a level 5 animal tamer. Mutant investigator, colorer, robot investigator, face sculptor. Some unique professions in there that I've never touched. Eventually I want to color my jacket black. I do think it'll look better than the white actually doesn't look bad. It's just not me in this particular outfit. The Gisem set, I think, looks really good completely uncolored. I do. I think it adds... For some reason, I think that because of the style, and I mean, it's obviously based on Middle East garb, and a lot of that tends to be white because I don't know if you've ever been to a desert before, but it's really nice when you have white garments in the desert. It's not nearly as hot. And I'm someone who wears a lot of black. Okay. So, yeah, tangents. Persistence. What it really comes down to is persistence is important because that's basically how, one, that's how you play Entropia Universe. I mean, the whole game is dedicated grinding. That's like the entire point of Entropia Universe. How long can you put up with grinding shit? And I'm not saying that to down on the game. It has single-handedly taught me more patience than World of Warcraft did, and I learned a lot of patience from World of Warcraft. And if I went into World of Warcraft after they took away the hardcore skill system. Except your crafting skills. But it's like Big Industry says, you have to embrace the grind. You have to be willing to embrace the grind. And a lot of people aren't. And I think the reason that they're not is because their life feels like a grind. Because let's face it, boys and girls, life is a grind. Sometimes for better and sometimes for worse. The question is what you're doing worth the grind? Is it meaningful to you? Is it meaningful to your family? There's one of the rules for life, one of Jordan Peterson's 12 rules for life is do what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Do what is meaningful, not what is expedient. And so find something that is meaningful to you or meaningful to someone that you love. And you grind until you achieve it. Sometimes you can do it quick. Sometimes it takes time. I mean, let's look at... Here's a real easy one. Let's look at being a content creator. There is probably, with the exception of retail, which I'm pretty sure is where the term grind came from. Being a content creator is a grindy profession. And it's a job. Trust me, it's a job. And in a lot of cases, it's a job you don't make money out of. Robert Kiyosaki, and I think that's how you pronounce his name, and I apologize to Mr. Kiyosaki if that is not the case. Although I said that an entrepreneur works for free. And makes money off his assets. Well, that's largely true. And so, you know, we content creators are basically working for free. That's all the content is all free, right? You don't get charged for watching YouTube unless you're doing the subscription service on YouTube so you can get rid of the commercials. For those of us that can monetize, it's largely ad revenue or affiliate programs. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Fruit. I've always thought this looks like a tomato, but, you know, closer look, it's more like an orange. I just wish you could use it for more than Nutrio bars. But anyway, we work for free and we build these digital empires. These little fiefs. Not even empires, they're fiefs. Because really, who's the emperor of YouTube? Well, it's Google. No getting around it. We are tenants-in-chief of our channels. So the feudalistic model actually really works in this particular example. And yes, I'm a total dork, but you know what? It works. And if you've read my blogs on the Noble Habitus, you'll understand. And I'm actually reworking the whole thing into a single primer, and how I'm going to release that primer I have yet to decide. You know, I might do a page for it, I might do a PDF, I might launch it on Kindle. I haven't decided yet, but I'm reworking it, and there's a lot more to it. I had a lot more to say about those items than I had the opportunity to in the blogs. And as I was rereading them, I started editing, and when I start editing, well, Foundry, Forge, ting, ting, ting. Yeah. But really, we have these fiefs, and as we add more content, the size of our fief grows. And eventually, our fief is large enough to add advertisements. That's ad revenue, and that's one way. But we did all the work for free. All the work was done for free. But that free work turned into an asset that we now have forever. And so, content creation is grindy, but it's grindy in, I think, the best possible way. Because there's no instant gratification to it, other than the fact that a lot of us get really excited about doing stuff like this. You know? We love doing this job. This is the dream. We work our 9 to 5 so we can do the content at the end of the day, and the half hour or hour that we can steal out of our lives to make the content happen. And that's fine. And eventually, you know, something comes of it, maybe. And that's okay too. And when it does, it's awesome, even if it's not very much. But the point of what I'm saying, the point of everything I have been saying, and I think I just got material for like 5 other videos that I don't have any series for, so maybe I'll do a special for that, is that be persistent. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. And that's actually a Lokism. That comes from Dan Lok. You know, I am by no means an original thinker. I take tidbits from other people, and I take the wisdom I can from them, and I integrate it into myself. Again, Dan Lok, he calls that being a synthesizer. And that's the reason I'm a black tiger, is because that's what black tigers do. We do that in fencing. We take the best pieces that we can use out of every style and turn it into our own. And so we integrate these things into ourselves. And so I'm integrating all this knowledge into myself to make myself a better person, the best me I can be. And that's what you need to do too. And when did I turn into a motivational speaker? Holy shit. I hope I don't come off as preachy. I really do. Someone drop a comment if I come off as preachy. If you stayed here this long, I'm hoping the answer is no, but if I am, you have earned the right by putting up with this for 20 minutes to tell me I'm being preachy. Oh, look at this herd. You know, I have to admit I will be happy when this particular grind is over. I do want to get the tide claws done. I want to get the bone and meat gathered so I can actually start on the meat, no pun intended, of the epic quest chain. And I have to spend a lot of my non-video time doing this in order to make it so that it's not a month's worth of videos of me grinding bones out, because it's already been, what, 2 weeks? But I enjoy doing the dailies, and oddly enough, my favorite mob to hunt, and I don't know why. My absolute favorite mob to hunt on Cyrene is Panleons. Don't know why. Maybe because they look dangerous. I don't know. I mean, these guys look dangerous, but they don't do a whole lot of harm. I mean, honestly. I've been out here a half hour, and I've still got 3/4 of my health, and I haven't had to heal once. We've gotten 5 bones in the last half hour. It's awesome! Oh my god. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to call that a wrap. I'm going to go jump in the water here so I don't get ambushed while I'm doing the... Actually, you know what? It doesn't really matter. I could probably be mobbed by these guys and it wouldn't be a big deal. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. I did produce a piece of Cyrene fiction on my website, mcbainmanor.com. So in addition to having the link to my website, I'm also going to have the specific link to that short story. It's about 5 standard pages long. So it's not terribly long. It's not a novel by any stretch, but I thought it was a good story, and I'm rather proud of it. So please check it out and let me know what you think of it, either in the comments on my website or in the comments in the description of this video. And of course, don't forget to check out my sponsor Critical Links at etsy.com/shop/critical links. That link is also in the description. If it weren't for her support, I don't know what I would do. I mean, and seriously. So check her out. And you know what? If you don't find something for yourself, because it might not be your type of thing, then maybe it would make a good gift for someone else. So take the time, take a look. And in support of one of my fellow content creators, make sure you go to lorespade.com. Link will also be in the description, because he's gotten into business for himself, and he's not doing too bad a job. So go check him out. He's earned it. He's been doing this for years. He has far more content than I have, so make sure you check out his channel if you haven't, by some stretch of the imagination, found his channel and you happened upon mine. Thank you for watching once again. You all have a wonderful night.